right. Right now, Joe's saying, "What's up with this music here?" Because I wasn't supposed to play this music with Jim today. We're changing all the music to so we don't have to worry about licenses anymore. So,
That's right.
Okay. Jim George is here. We're going to talk about things like that. Actually, as a matter of fact, it's got to do with show business and everything. And you're really in show business if you think about it. First, you do a radio show. That's show
Yeah,
business.
that's it. Yeah.
Right. And you get showbiz into our homes. There was a statement made on Clark Howard last night. I'm going to tell you, I only heard it in passing, so I don't even have the information to give you details if you have questions. But he said there was a new opportunity, a new company or something that's going to offer cable TV service for half the price. I can't remember if it was not cable, if it was something else. Do you know anything like that?
Well, it's similar to what we're doing.
I thought that. When I heard it, I thought, this sounds like what you talk about.
Yeah, whenever we talk to investors about, helping us launch and everything, they say, yeah, but how about this company and how about that company? And our statement to them is we don't want to knock the 800-pound gorilla out of the tree. We just want to play in the forest.
Yeah.
So think about it. If we only ever got 1 million subscribers out of the 1 billion or 2 billion people on the earth.
Yeah.
I mean, 1 million subscribers, that's great, So, and people will want our service for the particulars that we offer. So there's one called Global TV that just launched. There's another one in Australia that's really big. They do exactly what we do, and they have about 2 million subscribers in Australia right now. But they don't offer any American channels. And what we want to do is offer Australian channels, American channels, French channels, and you just choose what you want.
Wow.
And we're going to start our own channel. You ready for this?
Yeah.
24 hours a day, commercials. Now think about, you've seen those little 2-hour specials where they have the funniest commercials on there.
Yes,
Imagine 24 hours a day of commercials and how the commercials are made and where they were filmed at, and all that kind of stuff. And we've been playing with it in the office and storing it on our server, and it's so funny. Oh my goodness.
Oh, how fun.
Now, where's the programming coming from?
We're getting it from all over the earth. So what we're doing is when we contacted a guy in India who had 5,000 movies from all over the world. I mean, he had American movies, but they're public domain movies.
Okay.
And so he's gonna sell them to us real cheap. So let's say 10 cents a movie or 15 cents a movie. Then we'll be allowed to offer you a channel of up to 5,000 movies like Netflix does, for maybe $5 a month. And you have 5,000 movies to choose from. Well, a lot of these movies had commercials in them, and as we started watching them, we can't understand a single word except they.
Oh no!
they have the crawl line, the closed caption.
Okay.
And it's so funny. I mean, like a guy comes out and he's all out of he doesn't have any more underwear, and his wife yells out, "Well, we're out of cereal." He said, "Cut 2 holes in the box and give it to me."
Oh,
how fun.
I mean, it's all kind of stuff. We were just laughing at
Indian humor.
Yeah,
Do you have to worry about licensing then for the commercials because that's about a product?
Yes, that's one of the things that we're doing right now is I'm going to fly to San Francisco on the 12th and 13th. I'll be out there, and we're talking to a company from China who has 200 Asian channels. And he has all the licensing rights and everything. And he was saying he's looking for a venue on how to get his product into the U.S. Well, just a week before that, I had a company call me in California saying, we have 200,000 subscribers that are watching Chinese channels, but we're illegal. We don't have the legal rights to them. Can you help me get legal rights?
Oh, wow.
And then a week later, I meet a guy who's got over 200 channels, and he has the legal right to them. So I'm going to go out there and put the deal together. And so if you were, spent 2 years in Beijing or something as a court, and you want to watch Chinese channels, watch them.
Right now, Hong Kong is a mess. You see all the Hong Kong news?
Mm-hmm.
Just that. Well, you know why? Because they were kind of westernized by being under British control for so long.
Right.
Well, good for them. I'm glad they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, if the Chinese government ever goes in there and puts their foot down, everything will stop. And
yeah.
Do you have to fill out different paperworks for all the different channels that you're going to have to offer and submit it to the different governments of the different countries?
We do. Every 6 months, we fill out paperwork for the, believe it or not, the Library of Congress.
Oh.
All your copyright fees and everything go to the Library of Congress. So we tell them what channels we're carrying, especially the off-the-air channels. And then they say, okay, you owe us X dollars. And then every month we pay that. And then every month we reiterate, again, yes, we're carrying the same channels, or we drop this channel, or whatever it is. And then they dispense the money to ABC, NBC, CBS, or wherever it has to go. So the library, same thing is true for China and Australia. There's a organization where we have to pay them like you do your ASCAP, and then they dispense it.
We're getting out of we're getting out of that whole deal. because they, well, I guess that's shop talk we shouldn't talk about on the air. It's of interest to very few people, but.
Well, it's like anything that's licensed. I mean, a lot of people will give you a free software, and then as soon as you go to activate it, it gives it to you for 30 days, and it says, "Oh, you want to utilize?" Then you got to license it.
It's
you
like
got to pay so much. And my wife, she's a big one for that. She's always saying to me, "I can no longer use this software. What's happening?" And I'll look at it and I'll say, "Well, if you look, it says it's only good for 30 days." But I just bought it. I paid
that's right.
$15 at Staples for it or whatever it is.
No.
And I'll say, "No, it's a license. You got to go in and you got to submit your name, address, telephone number." And you just reported what J.P. Morgan went through. How many hacks have we had now? And all your identification, everybody knows.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything gets hacked.
I know.
Bank gets hacked. Everything gets hacked.
So how do you protect yourself then when you do purchase items like that from a store and then you put it on your computer? How do you keep it all protected so then you can renew it or whatever it is you have to do with it?
Well, when you're, like even, I'm surprised J.P. Morgan doesn't have, a better firewall. You guys know what that is. It's basically something that keeps the outside world from coming in.
Right.
Now, can it be hacked? Anything can be hacked. I tell you, I've never seen anything can't be hacked. But they're going to have to really try hard. And plus, some of the newer pieces of hardware that protect you will let you know someone's trying to get in. They'll say someone for the last 10 minutes has been repeatedly running a program that's trying to figure out the code. And then what they'll do is they'll shut that link down. So they can try to get in. They can try and get in again, but as soon as it sees the same thing, it'll shut that link down.
Jim, we had a story the other day. You just said that anything can be hacked. We had a story that really illustrated this. One of the things that can be hacked is a modern refrigerator.
I heard that.
Did you hear this? and why? Okay, this was during the segment with Galen, and the question was, well, why would somebody hack a refrigerator? Well, this is what they're doing. Did you hear this?
Yeah.
They actually will hack your refrigerator so you can put into the refrigerator this spamming thing so that it sends advertisements to your computer that you keep trying to get rid of, but it won't go away, and you can't figure out where it's coming from, and hey, it's coming from your refrigerator.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
And actually, we did a new tone intercom system for a gentleman here in town, and in his home, and he recommended somebody else, and we went to their house to do that, to talk to them, and they had a computer problem, and we checked it, and the interference was coming from their own house.
Really?
And he had an appliance, and I don't think it may have been the refrigerator. My IT guy told me about it, and he said, and it was emitting all these things. So they just went over and disabled the wireless.
So this is not just somebody far away. This is happening right here.
Right. Well, they're broadcasting. What happens is you go online, let's say the refrigerator, Frigidaire, or all these different companies that make Westinghouse and such, and then you find out how they set up their codes, and then you just send out a broad thing and say, anybody with this code or this prefix, download this. Because they want those ads to pop up on your wireless.
Advertising, by the way, here's an interesting thing. I think everybody has experienced this. We're doing a bit the other day on retro candy for Halloween. Okay? You can buy from this company candy that's not really commonplace anymore, but was around back in the 50s, 60s, whatever, right?
Right.
So I go to this website to do the bit. Now, every time I turn on this computer, I have an ad for candy from somebody else.
Yeah.
Just always ads for candy, right? When Dan goes in the production room and he's looking for like a motorcycle part or something, there's always all these ads for motorcycle parts. When I went looking for an accordion a few years ago, same thing happened. All of a sudden, they're trying to sell me everything associated with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We went on eBay. I'm not much on buying online. My wife likes it, but I don't do much. But anyway, I went online once to look up some part. I forget what it was right now. But you're right. For months afterwards, no matter whenever I open my computer up, it says, "Oh, you want this?" And I said, and I clicked no, and they popped up everywhere. They thought you were still trying to find that part.
Try to go to Victoria's Secret one time and watch what pops up for months.
honey.
I'm not.
That's right.
I'm okay with it though. I'm okay with what pops up.
Yeah.
I'm just not okay with people walking in the room when it comes up. So.
Yeah.
All right, we have to take a little break. We'll be right back with Jim and George. Your calls and your questions are invited. The number is 622-9622. We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. It'll be partly sunny and very warm today with a shower and thunderstorm around this afternoon, the high 86 to 90. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight with a shower or thunderstorm around those 70 to 74. For tomorrow, variable cloudiness and not as warm with a shower or thunderstorm through the early afternoon hours, the high 81 to 85. For Sunday, mostly sunny and comfortable, highs in the 70s. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Dan, did you know that the runway at Ocala's airport is nearly 8,000 feet long?
Why, no, Brad. I did not. Please, tell me more about said runway.
Seriously, it's a big airport.
Yeah, I kind of knew that. So what's your point?
Well, just that most people don't even realize there's an airport, much less one that's big enough for Air Force One to land.
And?
And that Ocala Aviation is based at Ocala International Airport.
So why are you telling me?
So that you can help me get the word out that Ocala Aviation has a fleet of airplanes and it's here for them to learn to fly.
And how do you propose we get said message across to so many people at once?
We should put an ad on a good radio station, but yours will do.
Very funny. Well, what do you want to say?
That we offer private, instrument, and even commercial training, all right here in Ocala. They don't even have to go anywhere else. They can do it all right here.
Nope, never work.
Well, then give them the number to call with any questions.
I can't even remember your number.
Yes, you do. 861-7484. How hard is that?
Okay, I'll call you next week and we'll get it started.
Can you remember the number this time?
Yes, 861-7484.
Good boy.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean, I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my
too.
seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new
Yep,
trunk, and
we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Now is the time to take advantage of Florida Credit Union's CD specials. Our 36-month CD comes in at 1.26% APY. A 24-month is working for you at 1.0% APY. And our 12-month at 0.75% APY. All CD rate specials require $10,000 minimum. With friendly service and rates like these, it's not hard to see why Florida Credit Union has your CD options covered. Florida Credit Union, connecting your money to your life. Call 352-237-8222 for more information. Must act by 1/15/14.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
All right, 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Jim George is here, and your questions, your calls, anything about TV, cable, etc., is fair game. The number is 622-9622. So when I have a question. When you have a smaller cable company like you have, yours is considered smaller.
Right.
Do you have the bigger ones wanting to buy you out?
Yes.
They do?
They do.
So how, I mean, they must be tempting you with dollars.
Well, we do sell on occasion. Like I own that one cable system in North Carolina that I sold. I sold I think December of last year, but I didn't sell it because of the money. I just got tired of driving 12 hours to North Carolina and 12 hours back. When they made me a reasonable offer, I said, okay, I think I'll take this. And then after I did that and sold the system in Boone, North Carolina, my oldest daughter had a baby and moved to Boone, North Carolina.
Oh.
And now I got to travel in Boone, North Carolina. Anyway, so I should have just kept.
Well, don't you still have the one in the school? Don't you have a cable system in the school up there?
Well, that's the one that we sold.
That's the one you sold?
Yeah, we sold
Okay.
to Appalachian State University. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they
Okay.
wanted to buy the system, and well, they wanted to do things with it that were not necessarily cable TV related. Use it for security, use it for a bunch of other things, monitoring cameras, and I would have done that. They could have just paid me, but they didn't want to pay me a monthly fee when they could just own it.
I have a question,
Yeah.
not related to the topic of the show. Did you ever come out of a supermarket in Boone, North Carolina, and see a guy with a Florida license plate tag and say, "Hey, you're from Ocala"? And then he said, "Yeah, you're right. How do you know?" And then he was from you were from Ocala too. Did that happen to you?
I've seen a lot of Florida tags in
Because
Boone.
that happened to me. I'm wondering if I bumped into you one day in Boone. Because that happened to me. I was in Boone, and some guy came out of a grocery store. I said, "Hey, you're from Ocala." Yeah. I'm trying to, and I think you look like you. I'm
Yeah. my wife and I were traveling to North Carolina once, and we stopped in Brunswick, Georgia, to get a bite to eat. And she was all disheveled. You know, she'd been sleeping in the car and everything. And we left late at night. And I said, "Come on! I mean, we're in Brunswick, Georgia, at a truck stop. What's the odds you're going to meet anybody you know?" We walked in there and met 3 couples we knew. They were coming back from another state, and they'd stopped at the train. And here she is, shorts all wrinkled, shirt, face all matted. She said, "I hate you."
Since you're going to be doing,
I like the look of disheveled women. By the way, I just like to tell you that. I'm sorry, Robert. I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just want to squeeze this in there. I actually like that look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of times she'll get up and her face is all messed up and her hair is all wrinkled. And I go, "Wow, thing."
It shows you're a real person.
See, as a man,
the hair sticking up everywhere.
Oh, I used to go camping. And when you camp, you have to go to the public community restaurant.
Right.
And you walk there, all these women are like, "Oh, don't look at me." I was like, "Oh, you kidding? I love that look."
Since you have a channel with just commercials, there has to be a practicality for that. Since those 3D printers are getting really big now, do you think that one of your channels you'll be able to, they'll have a commercial, you'll order something, they say choose the color and whatever configuration you want now, you go on your TV set and then you push the buttons on there, they send it to a 3D printer in your area, and then you can go down right away, pick it up?
Sounds logical to me. The only problem is what's inside the object that the 3D printer prints. I mean, if it's electronics, then they can't print the electronics, but
not yet.
But yeah, it's not yet, right?
Yeah.
So there's all kind of things that people buy online, but I kind of wish they didn't. Like I said, there's too much information out there. Everybody knows your information. The other day I was at a lady's house, and she works for a medical facility, and she was wanting to make sure that our internet's secure. And I said, "Yes, it is." And then one of my texts said, "Well, don't you go to McDonald's sometime and use their Wi-Fi?" She says, "Never. I don't dare put all this medical information that we have on all these patients in a public domain." I said, and she said, "How about you?" I said, "No, I do it all the time." I said, "They want to steal my information, let them. They'll probably give it back to me and say, get some money. We can't steal anything. You don't have anything." So.
But is Wi-Fi like Wi-Fi printers? Are they going to become a thing of the past, where when you do have all of your information on your smartphones and then have it hooked up to the cable system, all you have to do is just send a code or something? You don't have to have the actual paper to print
Well,
out?
I get right now in my house I have a Wi-Fi printer, and I send to it, and it prints in my house. And also from my house I can send to my office printer. And when I walk in the morning, it's there. I just sent a link and told my wireless in my house to contact my printer in the office and print it.
And you have a special code for that?
Yeah, it's a VPN, virtual private network.
Oh.
It does that. Yeah.
And you can set that private network up with people that get your service?
Yep, just give them a code and they can come in and print.
Oh, wonderful.
Like Vistaprint will give you a code and you can just have things printed. But
yeah, we've used Vistaprint for a couple of things.
Yeah.
So going back to the question of big cable buying little cable, are there laws that prevent a monopoly or not really? And would it apply to a small community like ours?
Well, keep in mind that Comcast is trying to buy Time Warner.
Right.
And their major excuse was Time Warner is in an area we're not in most of the time. And so it won't be like I'm buying my competitor. It's more like I'm buying another territory instead of building in another territory. And so the FCC and the Congress is debating whether they should let Comcast buy Time Warner. Well, I think we talked about that. You take the 2 worst cable companies in America as far as customer service is concerned. I mean, you've heard all the videos on Comcast, right?
Yeah.
People trying to get off and they can't get off. And Time Warner, it's a week before they send someone to your house. You take the 2 worst cable companies in America and you combine them, you're going to get the one big, huge, mess.
Right.
But if they're the only
one, you have to put up with it. It's kind of like the government.
Right. You got to
So
put up with it.
competition in some reality is good because
Always. It's always good.
I mean, we get developments that call you and call us and say, "You're inside Ocala Palms. Will you come over to our place and do it?" I said, "Yeah. If you're a developer or your homeowners association wants me to come in, I'll come in. But I can't do it for one customer. I have to do it for the development because I got to put a lot of infrastructure in my own cable, my own everything.
Right.
But now that I'm doing wireless, and now that I'm doing IPTV,
Right.
if they've got internet, they can have me anywhere in the world. I don't need to be in their property. And that's why we're doing what we're doing, so that one person in one development wants me. If they have internet, they can have me. Simple as that.
Well, there's going to be a lot more than one.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if only one knows about us, whatever it is, that's what, and then hopefully
it's-
word of mouth.
Well, and what you've described in the past of what you offer or will be offering, that's you're going to have a hard time keeping your mouth shut about that. I mean, your brother's going to come over. How much are you spending for cable? Oh, $140 a month. How much are you? Oh, about $10.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not going to be quiet. That's going to be very loud.
Yeah, and in defense of the 140, they said, well, we have 200 channels. Okay, how many do you watch? About 7. Okay, why don't you just buy the 7? Mm-hmm. Why do you want to go through 200 channels?
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a man thing. And
Well,
more is better, but it's not. More is not better.
When-
Like the clicker is what you guys like.
Yeah, roaming charges.
But when you read people who talk about this, I guess who know like you more about it than I know, they say that it's actually a ripoff. If you're not a sports fan, the amount of money you're paying for cable is a ripoff. If you are a sports fan, it's worth it. So apparently, it's the sports programming that makes cable TV expensive and worthwhile if you're a sports fan.
Right. I mean, USA Network, Disney Channel, and ESPN are grouped. You can't take them apart. They cost me $7.50. So if you don't watch sports, and you may watch Disney Channel once a month or who knows when, because maybe you're not of that age where you really watch the Disney Channel that much. There's $7.50 of your bill that goes to channels you never look at. Why don't you just spend $7.50 and watch the channels you want to look at? There's a sight for sore eyes.
Yeah. I concur.
Radio.
Joe missed it.
This is radio. All right. Well.
Wait, and when you talk about IPTV, what does IP stand for?
Internet protocol.
Oh, okay. And does it matter
You can just
what?
say internet TV.
But does it matter if you have a Mac or a Hewlett Packard or anything like that?
Makes never mind. The box is going to have what we call adaptive bit rate. So in other words, I am giving you a movie, and for some reason your internet slows down. Maybe a lot of people in your neighborhood are on there. This thing will sense the fact that you have less bits of information than you did a minute ago, and it will slow down the video and change the format so that as far as you're concerned, you never see buffering. The movie never slows down.
Oh.
But the data slowed down to accommodate your cell phone, your laptop, or your TV.
Oh my gosh. And then you'll be able to talk on your cell phone while you're watching the movie and not have that interruption or anything.
Yeah.
That is pretty cool.
I think I found the music I was supposed to play at the opening.
All right, well,
I think this is it. Jim, what's your phone number? How do we get a hold of you?
854-9795 in Ocala.
So we started with the old music. We're ending with the new music, the royalty-free music.
All right.
And you can see why it's royalty-free. It's very. You know, it sounds like Space Mountain. You know when you have to get on Space Mountain in Disney? It's been years, right?
It's been many years since I've been. And I don't plan to ever. I got tricked to going on Space Mountain. My wife wanted me to go when we were first married, and and then I realized it was a roller coaster. And oh my God, I am never going on this thing. Up and down, left and right.
You said, wait a minute. We're just married. You're asking me if I want to go on Space Mountain. I hope this is a euphemism. Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Our economy added 248,000 jobs in September. That is above expectations. The unemployment rate falling to 5.9%. A team of American journalists